King's Dominion's replacement for their old Volcano roller coaster has been a long time coming. Ever since this uber-popular inverted coaster bit the dust in 2019, park fans have been anxiously awaiting to see what could possibly replace it. Over the course of numerous years, there were all sorts of rumors and potential leaks floating around, but it eventually became no secret that Volcano's successor would be a B&M wing coaster. And on the morning of July 31st, 2024, the park finally unveiled all the juicy details. It's going to be called Rapterra, and it'll be something completely unique to the state of Virginia when it opens in 2025. There's a lot to be excited about here, and in this video, I'll be going over everything we know about this project. Welcome to CLT Coasters. My name is Josh, and this is my full analysis of Rapterra. As I mentioned before, Rapterra will be replacing one of the park's former coasters in Volcano. This was a prototype inverted launch coaster from Intamin that blasted riders out of a man-made volcano 155 feet in the air, before twisting through multiple inversions and diving back inside. Throughout its 20-year run, Volcano was undeniably the most popular attraction at King's Dominion, and fans were devastated when the park announced its removal due to maintenance reasons. In order to make up for the loss of their star attraction, King's Dominion execs knew they'd have to go big, and big they went. It's certainly a lot more impressive than their previous wing coaster concept, which was leaked back in 2019. Rapterra's theme is actually going to tie back to Volcano, which I think is really cool. As the story goes on the park's official website, ancient leaders built a shrine to honor the mighty jungle hawk, and people who went there could link to the spirit of the hawk and possess the power of flight. Unfortunately, the shrine was built at the base of Mount Inferno, an active volcano that ultimately buried the temple under rock when it erupted. Archaeologists have since discovered the temple's remains, and the spirit of the jungle hawk remains inside, ready to send visitors skyward once again. It's always nice to see parks put effort into theming their attractions, and Rapterra is no exception. Now let's dive into this ride experience. You'll take a right-hand turn out of the station and onto the launch track, which will be adorned with these stone arches. The ride's single LSM launch will propel riders from 0 to 65 miles per hour in 4 seconds, making this B&M's third launched wing coaster after Thunderbird at Holiday World and Mandrill Mayhem at Chessington World of Adventures. B&M makes some really solid launches, so we can expect this one to have some nice kick to it. This will send riders into the ride's tallest element, a 145-foot high bank turn that the park has dubbed a wing overturn. This will be followed by the ride's first of 3 inversions, a 119-foot dive loop, before flying up into this 90-foot twisted hill. If it's anything like the one on Thunderbird, there won't be much in terms of airtime, but the directional change should make it a fun element regardless. Next up will be a scenic turn close to the main midway before heading into what the park is calling a wing slide, which will stall riders in a bank to the left while they travel straight for a second or two. This leads into Rapterra's second inversion, a large corkscrew that should have some nice hang time. Following this will be an airtime hill over the launch track, which should hopefully send riders out of their seats, before hitting the coaster's third and final inversion, the 360-degree Raptor roll. This will basically be an upward heartline roll, leveling out into a bank turn that sends the train into the final brakes. All in all, Rapterra will stretch 3,086 feet long, and its interactions with guest pathways are going to bring a lot of energy to the park's jungle expedition area. I know a big concern for some has been the ride's capacity and overall guest throughput. Each train will only seat a maximum of 20 riders, and with only 2 trains on the track, it's definitely possible that the queue may back up even on quieter days. Hopefully, ride ops will be able to crank out trains fast. Crews like the one on Gatekeeper at Cedar Point prove that wing coasters can be checked and dispatched quickly, but operations at King's Dominion can be a bit of a mixed bag, so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. The last thing I'll touch on here is the ride's presentation and overall appearance. I think the ride is definitely going to look nice with its bluish-green track and eye-popping logo, complete with the features of the Jungle Hawk itself. That being said, I do wish they had done a bit more to make Rapterra visually contrast the rest of the Jungle Expedition area, specifically in relation to Toon Bailey. That coaster is located right across the pathway, and both its track and logo colors are pretty similar. Even so, Rapterra is still going to fit like a glove in this area, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it ties everything together for myself. So overall, I think Rapterra is going to be a really nice fit in King's Dominion's ride lineup. Most of their existing coasters are more aggressive than graceful, and while this wing coaster will still have its fair share of forces, it's bound to be less extreme than most of the park's thrill rides, and therefore more approachable to the average guest. I'll never be able to speak on how it compares to the former Volcano, but from the outside looking in, I think this is a worthy successor, and I'm glad King's Dominion took the time to come up with a solid replacement instead of rushing it. If you're excited for Rapterra or have any other thoughts, be sure to comment down below. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to see more, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to check out CLT Coasters on Instagram, the link's in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care, everybody.